does this demand flexibility actually, at the end of the day, lead to lower energy costs?
That's the premise, we hope, right? And I'll give you a couple of examples of that I'm not going to suggest that it's an easy answer. We have to work at it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of complexity there because the energy system is very, very complex. You can't reduce it to sound bites and press releases. Right. Let me give you a very specific example of small businesses. This is something that we did a few years ago. We went and looked, we've done quite a bit of work looking at demand profiles, developing demand personas, if you will, of different customers. And when we did one for a fast food chain, breakfast chain, and you would think their load profile would be, starts early in the morning, 4 or 5 a.m. By 10 or 11 a.m. they're done.
Yeah.
You would think that's their business profile, by the way.
Yes.
The peak hours are 5, 6 a.m. to probably mid to late morning. Sure. And then they still have businesses very small.
Yep.
You look at the load profile, you would have never guessed that.
But are they a bakery?
They are more than a bakery.
Sure.
Among that.
But I imagine the low profile suggests they're doing other activity when they're not serving consumers.
So here's my counter to that. We looked at their load profile and compared it to their point of sale data.
Yes.
And they were not doing a whole lot of business during those other hours. I mean, there was modest business during them.
Sure.
But it turns out when you go to a lot of these areas, you remember they have those toasters, the electric toaster?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, several of those toasters, but they were not selling any toaster products.
Yes.
The big innovation there is turn the darn things off.
Ah.
Right? My point is that directly went into the economics of that small business.
Yes. Yes.
So again, very simple, very limited. We don't need fancy artificial intelligence algorithms to figure that out. Right? It's common sense.
Yes.
But my point is, there is so much opportunity to do things like that and drive it to scale. Almost any, and that's what we do. That's the expertise we bring is. You go to a place like this, a hall like this. What is the energy use? What is the use when there isn't a conference going on? How do you mitigate that? How do you work with the owners of this to mitigate that, right? There's a ton of opportunity there. We can bring down costs, but you got to get into it. It's complex, it's nuanced, so you can't reduce it to sound bites.